Q in charge, followers? Hello again. In today's episode, I would like to delve into one article that is very interesting and written by Eric Wallen and presented to you in my own words. He is the Chief Ecosystem Officer, and his point on why and how is important on having your property ready for the future in a new ecosystem of our greener society by embracing electric vehicle charging infrastructure in commercial buildings, and that way creation of smart buildings where you can attract higher volume of traffic to you and increase your revenue. Electric vehicles are integral to building a sustainable future, but their widespread adoption relies heavily on the accessibility of convenient charging infrastructure. Commercial property owners hold a unique position in addressing this challenge. The installation of electric vehicle charging stations not only offers an appealing amenity to tenants, but also promotes cleaner transportation. As a conscientious business leader, you can catalyze positive change by embracing electric vehicle charging infrastructure. The question is, where do you begin? And how do you establish a seamless and scalable charging network across your properties? Commence the journey towards a greener environment with charging infrastructure. A deficiency in charging infrastructure can dissuade potential electric vehicle owners from transitioning away from traditional vehicles. As a business owner or commercial property manager, you can play a pivotal role in enabling and accelerating EV adoption by integrating charging stations. Providing this amenity not only showcases your dedication to sustainability, but also fortifies the future readiness of your buildings. Electric vehicle charging infrastructure encompasses the equipment and technologies required to facilitate vehicle charging. This encompasses charging stations or electric vehicle supply, equipment, connectivity and software, electrical capacity and associated services. Charging stations are categorized into different levels based on their supply voltage and amperage. Most public charging stations today fall under the Level 2 AC category, using 208-volt power in commercial settings to deliver a range of 10 to 25 miles per hour of charging, in some instances on fast AEC units up to 35 to 50 miles per hour. Meanwhile, DC fast charging stations operate at an even higher 480 volt, providing an impressive 50 to 300 miles in just 30 minutes. While interest in electric vehicles is on the rise, obstacles such as range anxiety persist. According to a survey conducted by AAA, 60% of Americans hesitate to purchase an electric vehicle due to concerns regarding the availability of public charging infrastructure. Installing charging stations at your commercial properties can help alleviate these concerns and encourage electric vehicle adoption within your community. However, introducing charging stations comes with its own set of challenges, including upfront costs, a lack of expertise and utility constraints. Collaborating with experienced vendors and utilities ensures that chargers are strategically placed and electrical systems can accommodate increased loads. Smart technologies like load balancing and energy storage can further optimize infrastructure utilization. So, what are the steps for grid connection and planning for charging stations in commercial buildings? Connecting charging stations to the electric grid necessitates meticulous planning and coordination with your utility provider. A comprehensive evaluation of your existing electrical system's capacity is essential to determine if upgrades, like new panels, transformers or utility services are needed. Charging stations can draw significant power, fast chargers consuming up to 350 kilowatts. Utility companies can assist in assessing your infrastructure needs and may offer rebates or programs to offset costs. On-site solar power or energy storage systems can further reduce the strain on the grid. Thoughtful planning and grid coordination allows for the seamless integration of charging stations into your buildings, powering your tenants' electric vehicles today and accommodating the growing demand of tomorrow. Eco-friendly investments. The role of electric vehicle charging in commercial spaces. Introducing electric vehicle charging in commercial areas fulfills several crucial functions, such as, firstly, meeting tenant demands. Access to workplace charging ranks as a top perk for prospective employees, making your space more appealing to top talent. Second, increasing property value. Convenient access to charging enables you to charge higher rent and elevate the value of your assets. Thirdly, enhancing sustainability, supporting climate goals and appealing to eco-conscious tenants by facilitating emission-free transportation. And one more, but not lastly, the list can go on. Accessing incentives. Numerous federal, state and utility incentives are available to offset the installation costs of charging stations. So, how does it look today in the electric vehicle market? The electric vehicle market has reached a turning point, with projections indicating a dramatic increase in electric vehicle sales in the coming years, possibly reaching 40% of all passenger vehicle sales in the United States by 2030. But this all depends on how fast we can scale up our charging capabilities and infrastructure. This exponential growth is propelled by factors such as extended battery ranges, reduced operational expenses, attractive new models, and government emissions reduction targets. Major automakers like GM and Volvo have committed to electrifying their fleets, and emerging companies like Rivian and Lucid Motors are entering the market. As the electric vehicle market expands, offering electric vehicle charging stations in your commercial buildings can enhance compliance with environmental, social, and governance green building standards. Electric vehicle charging stations contribute positively to both the environmental and social aspects of ESG compliance. Environmentally, they facilitate the removal of traditional polluting vehicles from the road. Socially, they make electric cars more accessible to local residents. Property owners and developers are influencers of the future. As a commercial property owner, you possess a unique opportunity to cater to this rapidly growing yet underserved market. Installing charging stations offers an attractive amenity that appeals to forward-thinking tenants and their employees. It signals that your business is environmentally conscious and responsive to emerging trends. While the initial investment may pose a hurdle, it pales in comparison to the marketing value and competitive edge gained through electric vehicle charging. Moreover, it signifies a substantial contribution to a cleaner environment and a sustainable future by facilitating emission-free transportation. Future-proof your buildings and attract high-potential customers. Electric vehicle charging stations are swiftly becoming essential amenities, akin to Wi-Fi and parking. Stay ahead of the curve by offering this perk, which will help you retain and attract tenants in high-growth industries poised to adopt electric vehicles, such as technology, finance, and professional services. Furthermore, charging stations can bolster your city's reputation by improving its ranking as a smart city in the U.S. These rankings factor in the presence of electric vehicle charging stations, enabling property owners to support both their city's growth and their own. Investing in charging infrastructure future-proofs your assets, enabling you to accommodate and benefit from the surging demand for electric vehicles. It's not merely a philanthropic endeavor, it's a savvy business, integrating charging stations into buildings and commercial spaces. Installing electric vehicle charging stations requires meticulous planning and execution. Here are the steps to successfully deploy charging stations at your commercial property. First, assess electrical capacity. Conduct a thorough evaluation of your existing electrical system, including service size, panel capacity, and transformer availability. Identify any necessary upgrades to support charging loads. Second, engage your utility. Collaborate with your utility provider early in the process. They can assist in assessing infrastructure needs and available incentives, rebates, or special rates. Next, and this is an important step, is to choose your charging equipment. Select appropriate charging station models based on speed, connectivity, durability, and accessibility, balancing performance with cost. After you choose the equipment provider, determine locations. Identify optimal parking spots for charging station deployment, considering proximity to electrical service, convenience, and spacing. Once you set on the desired locations, install power supply. Extend your dedicated power supply with sufficient capacity to serve the stations, often requiring new distribution infrastructure. For this part and the next steps, we highly recommend utilizing certified electricians who have expertise in installing this infrastructure, such as EVITP certified installers, and you can find them easily online, or turn to the company where you procured your equipment, since most of them have partnering companies for that part of work, or simply Finn's one-stop shop company that can do it for you from the start to end, and to get that key in your hand at the end of journey. After the power is there, next is to mount and connect. Install mounting hardware designed for the station models and connect chargers to the power supply. To ensure operations and your revenue, you will need to enable networking subscriptions, connect stations to back-end software platforms for access control, billing, and energy management. Lastly, advertise and signage. Designate electric vehicle parking spots and provide instructional signage on usage fees and terms of service. Charging network fees and peak hour charging is one of the main questions that concerns property owners. Charging providers enable you to establish competitive pricing and access fee management tools to recover costs. Fee structures typically involve a one-time connection activation fee, followed by monthly network access fees and charges based on usage, which is usually structured per session or kilowatt hour. Load management features can optimize charging speed and timing. For instance, you can slow down charging during peak facility energy consumption hours and accelerate it during lower use overnight windows. This helps alleviate stress on your electrical infrastructure. Building portfolio as a grid and energy source. Scaling electric vehicle charging across a property portfolio presents exciting opportunities. An approach based in your portfolio allows you to influence charging behavior across buildings, adding resiliency. Buildings equipped with solar or battery storage systems can share clean energy within your mini-grid to power charging stations. Smart electric vehicle chargers can also be configured to supply surplus solar energy back to the grid, generating revenue and offering grid balancing benefits. Innovations like bidirectional charging enable electric vehicles to share stored energy with buildings. Manage your buildings with operation software and phone apps. This part is the most crucial in your decision since the entire operation depends on it, how dependable software you choose, and the partnership. It serves as the operating system for your buildings, facilitating automation, monitoring, and connectivity among your building systems. Through its partnerships, you can access energy dashboard solutions that offer real-time visibility into consumption by source, tariffs, and costs across buildings. You can explore many options, but not all are compatible with all the hardware out there, but you can reach out to them for free consultations to discover how a building operating system can enhance your facility management. Optimizing efficiency and reducing energy costs is also one of the important matters to consider before deciding what is good for your property and your business model. The platform also maintains partnerships with companies producing IoT sensors to integrate real-time data into the platform, enabling automation based on real-world conditions. This facilitates advanced functionalities like predicting future electric consumption. As demonstrated in this use case, predictive modeling supports capacity planning and demand forecasting to further reduce costs. With the electrification of transportation gaining momentum, the installation of electric vehicle charging stations at your commercial properties brings about benefits on multiple fronts. You foster goodwill and attract forward-thinking tenants, all while promoting the wider adoption of eco-friendly electric vehicles for a sustainable and greener future for all. It needs to start somewhere, so why not from you? If you are listening to my podcast, it means you are already a step ahead of others. You are getting informed, curious, and educated. The next step is to be bolder than others, step into the future, and be one of the leaders and pioneers in your surroundings. Help is there. All you need is to ask for it and engage with companies. We are one of them, and we can help with your ventures. That would be all. Like, share, and subscribe for more tech info that we will bring you in the next episode. Over and out.